So I've just graduated high school, and like the many before me, I finally finished serving my 2-year sentence, also known as the IB. It's over! I'm out! But as much as I complain about it, I love going to school and giving my 2 brain cells and there's something to think about. I honestly don't know where I'd be right now if it wasn't for my education. Without my education, I wouldn't be able to pick up a book and enjoy all the thrills of Harry Potter or understand what all of this means. Literacy and numeracy skills learned at primary and secondary level form the basis of lifelong learning. They develop critical thinking, problem solving, and analytical skills necessary for you to understand the world more complexly and engage with it deeply. It is a fundamental human right, crucial to a child's development, but is sadly something not everyone has. 3.7 million refugee children are currently out of school, with 1 in 4 school-aged children living in countries affected by crisis. Only 64% of refugee children have access to primary education, and just 3% attend university, compared to a global rate of 34%. That's crazy. That's like saying in a cohort of 200 kids, only 6 of them would be able to attend university. For most of us, it's a question of where we would go, but for them it's a question of whether. One young refugee facing this problem is 14-year-old Gift. Gift fled his homeland of South Sudan to escape the conflict there, a conflict that had claimed the life of his father. He is now living in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Determined to go to school, he learned French, the main language of instruction in the DRC, and even built his own solar-powered light so he could study after dark. However, despite all his hard work, he still may not be able to further his studies and attend secondary school, simply because there aren't enough places for him. And he is not the only one. Of the more than 6,000 South Sudanese secondary-age refugees, 92% do not go to school. It is no question that education brings about a ripple effect of benefits that not only benefits the refugees' lives, but everyone's. With a more educated population, employment soars, generating more income and helping more to break out of the cycles of poverty and violence. Education is able to provide these kids with the knowledge and skills they need to build a brighter future for themselves and for their communities. Schools and learning centers are also safe, healing environments for these kids who have already gone through so much, protecting them from violence, trafficking, child marriage, and recruitment by armed groups. Our world is plagued by a myriad of problems, from the scary doom harbored by rapid climate change to the disheartening refugee crisis itself. Me alone as a single individual with 2 brain cells cannot possibly make a dent in the system. But together we can. Empowering more kids by giving them an education and a chance to develop themselves is giving us a shot as a human race by creating the next generation of thinkers. This is why this year I am once again supporting the UNHCR. Besides providing critical emergency assistance, they also partner with governments and international organizations to provide quality protective education for refugee children and young people everywhere. They do this through cash grants, building infrastructure to meet the massive shortage of facilities, and distributing vital school materials such as exercise books and stationery. They also support a range of educational programs designed in close consultation with refugee youth and adolescents. This includes accelerated education programs tailored for youth and children who have missed out on a substantial amount of schooling, relevant technical and vocational training, as well as basic literacy and life skills courses. So far, they have helped over 1.2 million out-of-school refugee and internally displaced children gain access to education. But there's still a long way to go, and with most things, this requires money. There is currently an $8.5 billion funding gap needed to reach millions of children and youth. This is a lot of money, but it's an investment. An investment in kids like Gift who want to learn. The number may seem staggering, and I'm not expecting anyone to magically pluck out that sum from their wallets, but every little counts. Every donation helps kids like Gift unlock their true potential and gain access to the brighter future they deserve. A lot of things can wait, but education can't. If you guys want to help me support this incredible charity, please help vote for this video on the P4A website. Thanks and happy Project for Awesome. Thanks and happy Project for Awesome. And vote for the UNHCR.